Okay, good evening, everyone. Again, welcome to another Wednesday night. As I mentioned, today is the last day in the Asian New Year. So today is the last day of the New Year. So again, Happy New Year to everyone. And after today, now we really to go back to work. Okay. So what are we going to talk about tonight? I'm going to share with some process. This is the new year. Hopefully, everybody through this year, we can definitely utilize this platform to do something and to make some extra income for us. So, what I'm going to talk about tonight is that what some basic, very basic stuff that we need to know in order for us to really generate some income through commercial lending. Now, the first thing that I would suggest everybody to do is that if you're not connected to us, if you're not on Facebook, not on LinkedIn, not on Instagram, not on Alignable, you name it, please get yourself an account. Please open up one of those accounts for yourself and connect to us. We have a we have a private Facebook page that we post a lot of information. A lot of people still asking me, "Hey, when can I get the information? Where can I get information for the meetings? What kind of product that you offer, so on and so forth." So we post a lot of stuff on our Facebook page. Okay, a lot of announcements, cases that we close, so on and so forth. And also suggest you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And I bet you every time when the training is over, somebody's going to ask me or ask the support team, Alan, when do you have a replay of the video? Yes, we do. Every time when we have a training like this on Wednesday night or Thursday or whatever that might be, we do record it and we post it to our YouTube page. So all you have to do is just to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the little bell right there and subscribe to it. So every time when a new video uploaded, then they will notify you. So again, that's the first thing that I suggest everybody to do is to connect with us. All right. Now, how can we close more deals? So the first thing that I want to share with everyone is that absolutely understand what are we trying to do here. Understand our mission. Now, before our mission is to disrupt the commercial lending industry. And since this year, we are no longer just in the commercial lending industry. We provide solutions for small businesses. So our goal is not to just do one deal or two deals. Okay. Our goal right here is to provide various different type of solutions for our client, whether it's funding solutions, whether it's tax solutions, whether it's wellness solutions, or whether it's energy solutions, whatever that might be. We will be adding more and more product and services onto our platform, and our goal is to become the hub so that business owner when they need us, they know where to go. Okay, so that it's our mission. Understand who we are. We are not just a lending company anymore. Okay. So now understand that. Now, the next thing that I suggest everybody to do is definitely understand our platform. Our platform is pretty straightforward, it's easy. We spend so much time and effort to try to, not to try, to build this platform. Call this an Uber platform, meaning that you do what you do the best, which is driving. We do what is the best, is to put a passenger into your seat. That's what Uber is all about. So in our platform, this is exactly what we are trying to do. You see, we have so many different product and services on our platform. It's impossible for any one person, including myself, to get to know every single detail of every single product. It's just impossible to do. However, what you are good at is to you have your own network. You know who needs what in your network, whether they need funding for a flip project, whether they need funding to purchase an investment property, whether they need help to fix their credit, whether they need help for enroll into the wellness program, whatever that might be. You know your client very well. You know your network very well. Bring them onto the Sequoia platform, and once it comes to the platform, we will have advisors will help you to get that deal done. George online, he is right here. He's one of our advisors that is dealing 1 to 4 units, investment property, construction, so on and so forth. We have Bobby, it's helping you to get the enrollment, get the wellness enrollment. I am here to help you to get funding for business funding, so on and so forth. We have May and Jeremy online, and they are helping you to get EV stations or solar or commercial solar setup, that type of product. So you do not need to become an expert. Now, I see a lot of people get very frustrated is because they attempt to become an expert. And quite frankly, in order for you to become an expert, it takes a long time. We're not even talking about an expert. We're just talking about a regular product. You just want to getting by, okay? Just understand the product. It takes you at least 1 or 2 years to understand one product. But we don't have that time. So leverage us. So don't get frustrated if you do not understand a particular product. Always ask us. You can always get access to myself. You can always get access to George or Bobby or Geo or any one of these advisors. Feel free to give us a call. If we do not pick up, feel free to text us. WhatsApp us. Now, one thing I don't want you to do in terms of product and services, I don't want you to call your immediate sponsor. Now, in many traditional companies, when somebody sponsor you into an organization, automatically it's custom that any questions that you have, you will call that person. John, Mary, whoever that might be. Hey, how come this thing doesn't work? In this organization, I don't want you to do that. And as a matter of fact, if you sponsor people into the organization, and if they ask questions that you don't know how to answer, always point them to support. Tell them to send email to support. Tell them to send email to info. Tell them to contact us on, communicate with us on Facebook, Tweeters, whatever that might be. So we are online. We are very transparent. You can get access to us very very easily. So again, if you are field leaders, your goal is to build the team. Your goal is to let people know about the Sequoia platform. Have them to sign up into this Sequoia platform. But once they sign into it, all the training is done by us. So you don't even need to solve any problem with for your team member. And one thing that honestly, the last thing that I want you to do is to become an adult babysitter. You don't need to babysit your team. If they have questions, they're supposed to know where to go to. Very simple. Go to support. Go to us. Okay. So this is what this platform is all about. And once you plug in, and I suggest you set yourself a goal. The minimum goal that you should do is that at least one deal, I don't care what deal it is, right? You list one deal a month so that you can experience the system. Now, I would suggest how do you fully utilize the system? The scenario form is very, very important. Out of the website that you have, if you don't want to visit any other pages, the only pages that you need to get yourself familiarized is the scenario form, the scenario page or the product page. And very soon, that product page is going to be changed the name to solution page. Okay. So that is the page that you want to get into. You need to know how to fill out those scenario form. And a lot of people will come to me saying, "Hey, Alan, how do I do this? Can you give me the rate?" So on and so forth. I don't mind to tell you, but you need to become a master. If you need to learn about this business, you need to become the master of building out the scenario form. And if you don't want to fill out a scenario form, it's perfectly okay. Have your clients to fill out that scenario form. And that is the way for them to communicate with us. Because a lot of time when you talk to me or talk to Gio or talk to any one of us, we deal with so many loans on a daily basis. Many times people will call up saying, "Hey, Alan, what happened to my loan?" Honestly, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened to your loan. Give me some more detail. But if you can communicate with us through email, and let's say if you want to find our status, if you fill the scenario form, you will receive an email from the system. You will. If you do not get it, most likely it's in the spam folder. So refer that email. If you need anything, respond to that email, and we will have people to respond to you if I'm not saying immediately, it would be within 24 hours. Somebody's going to respond to you. And if that slip through it, then you let me know, right? But we are doing a good job to try to respond to every single email out there. If you do not get it, it's in your spam folder. And now a lot of you will forgot about this. So that is why I suggest you, when you do this business, I suggest you to have a unique email address. Either you purchase an email from us. I mean, again, we don't make any money out of it because this is paid to Google. That is $6. I believe that's $6 a month if you want to use our domain. If you don't want to use our domain, it's perfectly fine. But I suggest you to use a brand new email, separate from your personal email, separate from your out of business email. Set up a new email just for this business so that you can keep track of everything. So that's the first thing that you would do, is to become a master of filling out scenario form. The second thing that I suggest you to do is to become a master of setting up three-way conference call. Setting up three-way conference call. So again, a lot of people try to become the expert. They will ask me, hey, Alan, how do I do this? How do I do this? How do I do that? Now turn around, they will relay the information to their client. What is wrong in between is because personally, we have the information might missed through the transition. So the best thing, the most effective way, the most effective way for you to serve your client is that, hey, set up a three-way conference call with us. Now, sometimes when you call me and if I happen to pick up, great. Bring your client online. I can talk to them immediately. Now, if we cannot pick up immediately, which most likely we are on the phone all the time, set up a call with us. Most of you already have our calendar, our company calendar. Okay. If you don't, send an email to support, or talk to the person who invited you here. They will set up a call with us, and we will talk to you and your clients to understand what it is. So become a master three ways. Set up a three-way call. So that way, it serves two few purpose. Number one, it take away your save a lot of time, because there's a lot of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And again, it saves a lot of time if you allow us to talk to your client directly. So that's number one. Number two, that is the time for you to get trained, to understand the product, understand the process, understand how, or learn how we talk to them, how we solve the problem. What do we ask these clients? So after a few of them, pretty much you already know what's going on. So that is another way for you to learn. Is what we call the on-job training, right? On job training. So number three, it gives you a lot of confidence, and also give your client a lot of confidence, because we already know, I bet you a lot of your client already know that you are not in commercial lending. You might be a realtor. You might be a loan officer. You might be an insurance agent. You might have other businesses. And all of a sudden, now you're talking about commercial lending. A lot of the client will have cautious. Do you really know what you're talking about? Even though we are friends, but it's okay. Do you know what you are talking about? So now when you bring us online, when you bring the expert online, we know how to deal with your client. We know how to talk to your client. So that will give you a lot of confidence that your client would know that, hey, you are not just here by yourself. You actually have a team of people that's supporting you. So even myself today, if something that I don't know, I don't pretend to know. For example, I don't know much about EV stations. I don't know much about solar panels. So every time when I have a client that needs this kind of service, I will call up May. I will call up Jeremy, have them to talk to the client directly. And even in my cases, sometimes when the portfolio is too big, when some of the deals that I never dealt with before, I would tell my client saying that, hey, why don't we do this? This is a little bit complicated to me. You can be honest with your client. If you don't know, you don't know. They will respect that. I tell my client all the time saying that, hey, whatever that you just told me, that project is a little bit complicated for me to handle. Why don't I do this? Let me set up a call with you and my partner who knows this industry much more than I do, and we can talk about it. So for example, we have a deal. It's a $27 million deal. It's an oil gas. The gentleman just purchased 2,600 wells. Wells. I mean, all those wells are pumping oils. I have no idea how to do that kind of stuff. So when he talked to me, I would just tell him that, hey, I you know, allow me to pull in some resources that might be able to help you out. They are perfectly okay with that. So again, for you, please, 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 please make sure that you know how to set up three-way conference call with us. Okay. Now, the next thing that you need to know, the next thing that you need to know is that you need to know your compensation. You need to know how you got paid. And most importantly, you need to know how the override system works. Because in this platform, not only that you can generate personal commissions, but you can also generate revenue share, meaning that by building a team, your revenue share, sometimes your revenue share is even bigger than your personal income. We have many people in this room already getting revenue shares. So know how that works. So I suggest you, if you forgot, please go back to the YouTube channel and watch Complan 6.5. I don't want to go on and on and on and on and on right here because, again, that's another 40 minutes of training on compensation. But I can tell you this much. The compensation for Smurf program, the wellness program, will change to a better. Will change. The commission will increase. We are going to do the announcement sometimes next week. Okay. So again, we will make more money on the wellness program. I'm going to talk about that next time. Now, next thing is also important. You need to know your products. You need to know our product and services. It's all on your website. Go to the product page or go to the solution page, and you will see we have four different verticals. We have the real estate funding, we have the business funding, we have the business service, and we have the clean energy service. Those are the four different vertical that we have. And very soon we will adding commercial real estate. And many of you know that we are now partnering up with EXP. And absolutely, we are going to, if you need to, gotta look for a broker, join us in EXP. But anyway, if you want to learn, and I suggest you to learn, if you don't have anything to do, at least every day spend some time, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, to just look through what is fix and flip. We have training online on our YouTube channel to talk about what is fix and flip, what is construction loan. And if you want to learn more, I bet when you go to YouTube or Google, whatever that might be, when you do a search on fix and flip, you can read all day long about what fix and flip is all about, how do you get the loan, so on and so forth. So it's your responsibility to learn this product. It's not Wednesday night. Wednesday night, we just talk. But it's your responsibility to really understand what this product is all about. And internet is the best teacher. So now when you learn about all these product, now you choose and pick. What we are trying to do in Sequoia, what we're trying to do is to build an Amazon for business solutions. And that's why you see all these different services that we have on our platform. Now, we are not asking you to do all of them. We are asking you to choose and pick what is the best for you. Now, some people in this room, they do only wellness program. We have people in this room only does fix and flips or 1 to 4 units. I have a lady, we just closed a deal 2 days ago. Her name is she on here? No, she's not. Her name is Crystal. Okay, she's not here. Okay, her name is Crystal. She's out in Philadelphia. She does nothing but 1 to 4 unit. She already in our platform. She already closed 50 minimum 50 deals. Each year, she can close approximately between 20 to 30 deals each year. So this year we closed the first deal for her. But I know that's all she focused on, 1 to 4 units. So what I suggest everybody to do is that look at your network, pick the low hanging fruit. What does it mean by low hanging fruit? Something that you can get paid very, very quickly. We have an agent out in um, Atlanta, Georgia. All he does is equipment loans. He loves equipment loans, and we just funded a $500,000 equipment loan last month. So Look for your low-hanging fruit. What works for you? Now, the most important thing is that you got to go to work. Find out what works for you. Okay. The product. Next thing is know your client. Know who your client is. I'm sorry. All of a sudden, something caught my throat. Now, know your client is very important. It's because many times the deal cannot close. It's not because of the deal. It's because of the client. Now, there's a training video called Rule of the Game. I suggest everybody watch it. In that rule of the game, I tell how can you filter out the client. Because if somebody come to you and expecting you to give them $1 million without anything, it's not going to work. So you have to be able to, the client has to have some sort of collateral or some criteria in order for the bank to give them the money. So in that video, I talked about a few things. I talked about collateral. I talked about 5 C's. Collateral. They got to have collateral, right? Either you have a business as the collateral or you have real estate as the collateral. Nobody's going to give you $100,000 loan. Nobody's going to give you money for nothing. Now, for a lot of people come to us saying that, hey, Alan, can you, I have this great idea and I need 200,000, $300,000. And if you give me that $300,000, I can do this. That is not called lending. That is called investing. Meaning that that idea has not yet been proven. We don't know if that idea workable or not. We don't know if that idea can generate any income or not. There's nothing for you to prove that idea works. From the lender's perspective, how can you prove? Tax return. That's the lender will look at. So again, business, either you provide a business tax return to show that you have collateral, or you have a piece of real estate. Use it as collateral, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing, you got to have cash flow, meaning that a lot of clients come to us saying that, hey, Alan, I have this business right here doing very good. They make a lot of money. They need 500,000, 200,000. But when we look at the tax return, it doesn't show. Now we understand a lot of business owners, they do tax write-off. No doubt about this. Perfectly fine. But from the lender's perspective, they don't look at it this way. They look at your bottom line. Yes, you have a lot of tax write-off. You might have a lot of money. You make a lot of money, good living. But on the tax return, if it does not show the cash flow, they're not going to get the money that they need or they want. Same thing with real estate. I have a lot of clients saying that, hey, my property value at $2 million. How come how come you only give me $300,000 loan, $400,000 loan? It's because that property does not cash flow. So many times we cannot close a deal is because the client does not qualify. Now, I have to say that every deal is fundable as long as the client can qualify for it. So how do you qualify? Those 5 C's. Next thing is the capital. The capital is important. You know, you come to purchase a real estate, there's no 100% loan right here. We are commercial lending. Commercial lending, if you purchase a commercial property, your minimum down payment is 30%. There's no 20% on a retail. There's no 15% on an apartment building. It just doesn't exist. That type of loan doesn't exist. So the client got to have capital. Same thing with character. What is character? Again, do you have any experience? What have you done in the past? So experience is very important in commercial lending, right? And also credit, very important. So many people saying that, oh, well, I'm getting a loan through my company. Why do you need to see my credit? It's because you are the principal of that company. You are guaranteeing that company, right? So we do need to see your personal credit, so on and so forth. So that's the next thing is that know your client, know the rule of the game if you really want to make money. So a saying is that what comes out, what comes in, what goes out. If you on that scenario form, if you put if a client it's not qualified, you put it in, it's not going to get anything out of it. So for less frustration, I mean, again, we don't mind to look at all the scenarios. Whatever you put in, we will look at. But if you want to have a better chance, we have a lot of agents come to us saying that, hey, man, I submitted 50, 60, 100 leads into it. I can't even close one deal. It's because all those leads are not qualified. Either you're talking about all these five C's right here. Many of them are missing two or three C's. Some of them are all five of them are missing. So again, it doesn't work that way, right? You got to give me something. So the rule of the game. Next, also know your process. Process is very important. Now, for you, there's a lot of process behind the scene, which I will have George to talk about it. But what you need to do is that you need to understand what your responsibility is. You submit the scenario, you present the quote to your client. Once the client agreed to it, all you have to do is to help us to follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, and follow up. Now, we have a team of people to do follow up also. But again, as we speak right now, we have I would say we have over 50 loans in our pipeline. 50 loans. So it's your responsibility to whether you want to earn a 23% or 46% commission. So follow up is very important. So at this point, I would ask George to come online because again, George is heading our processing team. He knows the backend very in detail. So I will ask George to come out to share his portion. What does he want us to do? So George, can you share with us what your department does?
Alan,
Absolutely,
hey,
Al.
Alan, and George. George is a rock star, brother.
Thanks,
Thank you.
George.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate that. Yeah, on our end, we definitely try to keep things simple. As Alan mentioned, it's just a matter of getting the deals qualified and sending them to us, and we on the back end take care of all the grunt work. Basically, we filter the deals, we filter the borrowers, we find the right funding source for that particular scenario. So you don't necessarily have to know, like Alan was talking about, it's good to get the knowledge and to know your product and know your borrower. But really, this is a great platform for beginners, people who don't have that much experience. As long as you're able to get the borrower to fill out the form, we can take it from there. Once the information comes in, we'll be able to either set up a call, like Alan mentioned, either three-way call, which we do a lot of, so you can listen in on what we ask for, what we say, get to know the terminology, get to understand some of the concepts. It's really a great way to learn, like Alan mentioned, on the job training, so that you are well versed in what you're presenting. And then, of course, there's always email and text. And, sometimes we can't pick up the phone, but again, we're available to answer any questions you may have. But the bottom line is, as these deals come in through the portal, we're able to actually see them. We put our hands on them. We're able to actually, connect them to the right lenders. And when the lenders approve a deal and issue a term sheet, at that point, we start the process in terms of collecting what we need to get to closing. Sometimes that's a, a simple process. Sometimes it's a bit tedious, and for a number of reasons. It could be the borrower is slow in responding, doesn't have the paperwork, or sometimes the paperwork itself is something they can't obtain overnight. We have a deal right now where the lady needs a water lien release from the city, and it's just taking her a long time. It's not her fault, not the lender's fault, not our fault, but it's just taking time, and so she can't close until she gets that document. And she's responsive otherwise. I mean, she really responds and gets us things on time, but that's something that she can't control. On the other side, sometimes you have borrowers who just are not that responsive or not that responsible, and just they drag out the process. So for us, like Alan mentioned, we have a team of people to follow up. So basically, we're always following up with the borrower, we're following up with the lender, we're trying to connect the dots to make sure the deal moves forward as quickly as possible, because time kills deals. That's something I always believe. So, the longer it stays out there, especially the longer it stays on underwriter's desk, is the longer they can find something. Or again, there's just a lot of things that can go wrong if the deal stays in front of a lender too long. And also, we just want to make sure that we get paid, right? Because in this industry here, nobody gets paid until the deal closes. And so we want to get to that point as quickly as possible, from application to completion. And so for us, it's just a matter of when a lot of you, I've spoken to a lot of you over the phone and via text and so forth. And once we get the needs list from the lender, it's just a matter of working through it. We definitely try to stay on top of things. We ask you to stay on top of the borrowers or the clients and basically try to make everything work. So that's pretty much the process behind the scenes. Simplifying it. There's a lot of things that go on, but again, our job is to make sure you don't see that side, just to make sure it's seamless as possible, so that again, you're looking at closing and settlement. You can focus on bringing the deals in the door. You're not focused on getting stuck in the weeds as far as collecting documents and all that. Let us handle all that for you. That's what we're here to do. And any way we can support you, just again let us know. And we definitely are looking forward to working with everybody. We definitely want to make this a great year. And so again, if any questions or any things that you feel that we can do better, let us know. But as of right now, the portal is set up to capture all the info that we need. And basically, again, the process and the team behind the processing team, support team is here to help. So definitely, as you all know, any questions, just feel free to reach out to me or Alan or all the advisors, Gio, anyone that that you feel can help you. Just please feel free to reach out so we can again get more deals closed.
Right. Thanks for that, George. Now, when you talk about support, now I need everybody to know where to find support, right? So let me say it one more time. When you need help, do not call your immediate sponsor, because you will just don't talk to your immediate sponsor. If you need help, call these three numbers. Call this number, the 240-200 and 0845. Now, this number, it's owned by a gentleman called Vaughn, VON. Some of you spoke to him, some of you have not. Now, he is our support admin. If you have any questions regarding to your website, your commissions, the loans, so on and so forth, feel free to call him. If he cannot pick up the phone, most likely he's on the phone, text him. Now, or another way to do it is to send him an email at support@seclending.com. Now, if you want him to, let me just give you a tip, right? If you want him to get to you immediately, CC me on it, okay? When he sees that you CC me on it, he knows that I'm seeing it also. So he will jump into it, again, CC me on it, and at least let me know if you have an issue, you're asking for help, and if he's not responding to you, I know, and I'm going to, get on it, right? So if you need marketing materials, now obviously we have all the marketing materials in your back office. You log into your back office, you see something called marketing. Underneath the marketing, you see marketing material. You click on it, you got all kind of marketing material there, right? Now, if you need something extra, special, whatever that might be, feel free to send an email to marketing@seclending.com. Okay, let them know what you need, and if we have it, we will send it to you. If we don't have it, then we might need to design it for you, right? Now, obviously, we're not going to just design something specifically, one thing for you, because that costs so much money. It doesn't work that way. But again, if you, let's say, for example, if you need need a flyer for a particular product, or if you need a flyers to customize for yourself, let marketing know. They will take care of it. Or if you need business cards, so on and so forth, and they will set it up for you. Okay. Now, another thing is that I know a lot of you would like to talk to us. I tell you, I don't know about other people. I think other people is also, I'm on WhatsApp all the time. I have on my phone, I have on my computer. That is how I communicate with the team. I have a lot of people WhatsApp me all day long from all over the place, which is fine. I welcome it. If I see it, I will get to you. If I don't get to you, most likely means that there's so many things tied up. You can WhatsApp me, you can text me. Now, some of you try to uh, messenger me, like the Facebook. I don't hang out on Facebook much. So if you message me that you don't see me replying, then most likely you need to somehow connect me with WhatsApp or text or other method to get a hold of me. Okay. So again, I that's all I want to share with everyone is that hey, know the basic about this business. It's not complicated if you focus your attention to it. Honestly, this year we want to see people to make at least 6 digit, including myself, including everybody, make 6 digit. That is the goal. And so again, I'm going to stop right here. Uh, answer some questions. So Dwight is asking, could you do digital business card? Absolutely. You can do whatever cost that you want. And I believe that we have a design for digital business card. Now, however, personally, you can say that I'm old school. Personally, I do not like digital business card. It's because this is my experience, and I think I shared with you about 2 weeks ago, doing one of the trainings. So when I when I go to an event, my goal to go to event is to collect business cards, right? So I don't pitch, I don't talk about in detail about what I do. I just let them know that hey, I'm in commercial lending, but my goal to go to any event is to collect business cards. Now, oftentimes there are people to use digital business card and ask me to scan it, whatever that might be, to get into my phone. The problem is this that once I probably I don't know how, right? I don't know, is that a way for me to search for the latest business card that added to my address book? I'm using an iPhone. If you know how to do it, please teach me. So my problem is always that when I get home, I forgot who they are. I forgot their name. And if I look at my phone, I don't know how to search them. I don't even know how to, what their names are. So most of the time I would just forget about them. But for those people that has a paper business card for me, got it. I will. The first thing that I do is that I search them on LinkedIn. I search them on Facebook, whatever that might be, and I send them an email to connect myself with them. So now I have all the record. So now perhaps you have a better ways to do digital business card. I don't know, but to me, it hasn't been that much of. I just don't. It doesn't work for me so far. Okay, business email. So if you want a business email, for example, if you want a business email called seclending.com, send an email to support. Let them know that hey, I want to have a business email. So again, Google, we use Google Suite. Okay, Google charge us $6 per person per month for any email. So a year is 72 bucks. So if you need a business email, send an email to support. Support is going to give you instruction. You pay for the 72 bucks for 1 year subscription, and then they will set up a email for you. Okay, so that is pretty easy for business card. Okay, so that's all I have, and I don't. It looks like I'm pretty fast today. Any questions? Anything that we want to talk about?
No.
No? Okay, so Holly is one of the person that calls me like five times every hours. So I loved it because again, that is how she learned, and now she's building a huge team in Houston, Texas. So
We were fine.
you're firing. Okay, great. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So yeah, and also Lou texts me all day long. So I appreciate that, Lou. Every time when he does something, he just texts me, "Hey, Alan, I did this today. Alan, I did that today." Okay, great, wonderful. I mean, anything that I can do to help, I jump in. I know Elvis texts me all the time. Sultan texts me all the time. And again, I want to establish that relationship. I want to get to know you. And I'm sure that not just me, but George and Gio and Bobby and all these advisors would like to get to know you also. So feel free to text us. And I believe today Sultan just text Bobby. She has what? Sultan, you have about what? 10, 15 insurance agents that's about to join us.
15, yes.
15 insurance agent. I don't like insurance. I don't speak the insurance language. So Bobby is the advisor that Bobby, if you know, he used to be the VP for New York Life, and now he has his own brokerage for insurance. Now they speak the same language, so now Bobby can be very easily to recruit that group of people for Sultan, right?
We
So
already scheduled it.
beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, utilize us, okay? Utilize us. Now, and another thing that I suggest everybody to do on Wednesday, right? So my ideal training or gathering, I would like to use the word gathering, is because again, it is a gathering. So my ideal gathering is that for the first 30 minutes, I talk. I share with you what I need to share. The next 30 minutes, you talk. I want to hear from you. Because again, in order for the company to grow, I need to hear from the field. How can we do better? What are we not doing right? What are we doing right? Or your experience. So again, so that is my ideal uh, gathering. So my suggestion is that next time when you come to a training like this or a gathering like this, bring at least one question with you. Okay,
And I
at least
also
one
would like to
question.
say thank you to Georges for everything he does.
Yep, George is great. George.
It- thank you. I appreciate that.
George,
Thanks,
probably some of you guys know, right? George is my. There are three people in this organization that they are the first one that I knock on their door, and George is the first one. George is my lender. You know that he's a lender. Okay. So when I set up Sequoia, and I still remember George, we were in that Panera Bread, and I told George, hey, this is what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do. George, why don't you tell? I mean, again, we have what, 15 more minutes. Well, George, why don't you tell the story, man?
Yeah, we actually met at Panera Bread, and Alan, you know this, and I say this all the time. You would always talk about the concept, and I'd always be like, I'm not sure, not 100% sure, and so when we sat down that day, I was like, wow, it really hit me. It was different. I really took time to understand it, and then as we began to work the deals and as we began to go through the process, it made a lot of sense. And so really it was something that I was again looking back, I was a little hesitant, but then I really, as you guys see today, I'm all in. But it really was because Alan was able to explain. And then also where I was able to witness and see the things for myself, where as the deals were coming in, it wasn't just we weren't prioritizing deals for dollar amounts or it was basically every deal that came in was treated with respect and priority. And I saw Alan's a hard worker. And so basically, I mean, our energies matched. Basically, Alan was, someone who works all day. We talk at all hours of the, morning and night and everything else. And so basically, yeah, it was a great fit. So I'm honored to be here, honored to be able to help out in whatever way I can. And thank you guys. Definitely appreciate the kind words.
Yeah, I think there's a balance in the company because probably many of you, if you know me, I'm always energetic. Okay, I'm always go 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 go. I'm always think about all these different ideas and go for it. But the reason that I want George to get involved is because George he has the mindset of a lender. So what is a lender? I mean, what do they think? You need to got to know how lender think, right? All they think is that hey, they always think about the war situation. If this guy is not paying me back, what am I going to do? How am I going to underwrite this loan? How am I going to, evaluate this case? So many times when I have an idea, I always talk to George and I am extremely on this side and he's on this side and now sometimes he can pull me back so that I can slow down a little bit and really think about does this idea really fit, but sometimes I will pull him on the other side also. I just say, hey, George, I mean, let's go for it. I mean, let's take some risk. Otherwise, we would just stay at the same place, right? So again, I really, really appreciate that balance, right? So now, of course, the second person that I go to, this Latino guy. So we know each other for a long time, and he's a mortgage broker. And at that time, you know I always go to his office. I always he's in the mortgage field, and I remember he has an office in he has this a huge blackboard on the office. So I went to his office. I said, Gio, look, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it. This is the compensation. Circle, 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 circle. And I just all over the place. And I appreciate that balance, and also Geo coming from the traditional a traditional mortgage industry, and gave me a lot of insight how to build this company. So Gio, I mean, your turn. Why don't you share with the so he's the second one.
Oh my
Then I
God.
knock on the door. Remember that days, Gio?
How would I forget? I mean, it was an afternoon, and hello everybody. How's everybody doing? Yeah, Alan he comes to my office, and Alan is very quiet. For those who know them, him personally, he was like, "I got an idea, Gio." I was like, "Okay," but no, I'm serious about it, and I was like, "Okay, show it to me." And like Alan is saying, I had this big wall, black wall, where I was, I write my stuff. Then he started doing circles and projections, and this is the percentage, and this is how much the compensation will be. And I felt like it literally, the idea was born in that instant. And I was very happy to be part of it. And I'm very privileged and honored to be part of this great organization. I know Alan since 2003. 2003. And I've seen Alan in action from day one. On any business venture that he puts his mind into it, he succeeds. It's just a matter of time. And this is not an exception. I'm sure Sequoia will take it to another level where we're going to be known all across the nation as the direct, commercial broker, that's basically going to give a lot of us an opportunity to generate more money. So yeah, I remember that time, Alan, and
It was
it,
good
it
old
was
days,
nice.
right?
It was magical.
Yeah, those good old days.
Yes,
So
sir.
again, just want to share with everybody where Sequoia come from. Now, again, it's we are here. We are at the very now we are ready to take off, because a lot of the back end stuff, the business model, is not just an idea anymore. It's actually on paper. It's actually running, and got approved by many organizations such as EXP, right? I mean, many of you met James, and he came onto our platform. So again, what I want to share with everybody is that, hey, this is I see it, the train, that engine already started it. So let's get on the train. Um, However we can do to help. Many of you suggest products to put on our platform. Hey, I'm all open for it. If you run into anything that if you think makes sense, let me know. And again, I would love to put it onto our platform, right? So again, that's all I have. Next time, again, next Wednesday night when you come, please bring one questions. I want to hear from you guys. Deal?
Deal.
Yes, sir.
All right. That's all I have. If nothing else, let's have a good night, and I enjoy the last day of the new year.
Happy New Year's and good night.
All right, guys. Happy New Year. Good night.
Happy New Year. Good night.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.